Right. Well, depression is a common but serious mood disorder that often goes undiagnosed. Although most people might feel down from time to time, depression is a long-term battle. So Richard, my co-host, is having a conversation this morning on that particular topic.
All right, we're speaking about depression. It's a top risk factor and it could lead to suicide, and learning how to speak and treat it could mean saving a life. And today we're talking to an amazing lady, 22-year-old Kgomotso Mahlong. Like I said, she's 22 years old. She probably graduated top of her class in UJ, but she's not sharing that with me. She's a humanitarian. She's an author of a book. And the way things are going, she probably could even be the president of this country. Kgomotso, thank you for joining us. We're here to talk about a number of issues. We're going to talk about depression and anxiety. We're going to talk about your humanitarian efforts, and we're going to talk about your book, okay? But first, let's talk about depression and anxiety. Tell us what you've been through.
Thank you so much for having me. I suffered depression for about 2 years. Mm-hmm. At some point, I wanted to commit suicide.
You wanted to commit suicide?
Yes, because I felt like I was dealing with a lot, and with Black society, it's not that easy to say to your mom that, you know, Mom, I'm depressed, this is what I'm going through. Usually they see depression as having moods in jail. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So when you said you wanted to commit suicide because of depression, you're telling me it was more difficult to get up and face life, and it was easier for you to take your life?
Yes.
Wow. Now tell me more about depression and anxiety. What did you discover about this, and how many people do you think are walking around depressed?
I realized a lot of people are suffering from depression. Mm-hmm. And one thing is that we perceive ourselves as strong, although we are not.
Yes.
And then during my stay at the psychiatric clinic, mm-hmm. I found that a lot of people are suffering from depression and anxiety. Mm-hmm. People my age and younger than me, and even older people are suffering from depression.
Wow. Can you share with us some of the signs of depression?
Okay, it's always crying, lack in self-appearance, anger, shaking, and yes, and having a terrible headache.
Okay.
Yes.
So would you, a self-confessed introverted person, would you say that that's a depressed person?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
So how did you get out of it? That's what we really want to know.
Okay, I got help at the psychiatrist clinic. I was on 2 antidepressants, Lorian and what is the other one? I forgot the name of the other one. And 2 sleeping tablets, Dominic and I forgot that other one.
All right.
Yes, and in the midst of that, I was talking to my psychologist and my psychiatrist. And then after being released from the psychiatric clinic, I then joined gym. It helped a lot.
Okay, being active.
Yeah, being active and wrote a lot.
All right.
Yeah, whatever that I was feeling, I would write down. Yeah.
All right. So we cannot talk about how you conquer your depression without talking about what actually plunged you into depression. Now you're a humanitarian. You have a big heart. You have a great initiative that you wanted to share with young girls across the country. Tell us about that and some of the roadblocks you experienced in trying to get your initiative off the ground.
Okay, so I am a founder of an organization named Sponsor an African Child. We do that via various campaigns such as Sponsor a Girl Child, where we go to schools and donate sanitary towels to the needy girls. And then we also have school outreach programs where we go out and have career guidances. We also have breakfast for the homeless people, winter breakfast for the homeless people. We also have bursary drive and school uniform drive. We also have the book drive. You know, we want to raise a well-educated and a reading nation. Yes. So unfortunately, on my journey trying to find sponsors for my organization, I found men trying to take advantage of me.
Suppressive individuals.
Yes. So they would say, we are sponsoring you. And then in the process of trying to sponsor me, they would want to get in my pants.
Oh my goodness.
It was not only one individual.
Several individuals.
Yes.
So that's what's happening in our corporate world. That's what you mean to tell me?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully they'll get their reward somewhere down the line. But I can't leave this set without talking about your book. It's called Miracle Baby.
Yes.
I think the people out there need to hear about what this Miracle Baby is all about. Tell us about it really quickly.
Okay, I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome when I was 15. PCOS is a disorder in females of having cysts around ovaries, which makes it difficult for one to have regular periods. And in the long term, it can make it difficult for one to fall pregnant.
Right.
So I was told that I will never conceive. Yes, because I'd be on my periods for 2 months non-stop and not be on my periods for 10 months or even a year. So having going through that, I thought about the same person who's going through the same situation as me, but from the disadvantaged family background. I was fortunate because I could afford the sanitary towels. But I also thought about that one person who goes months and months without having sanitary towels. And that is my why in the Sponsor an African Child. And that is the why in the Miracle Baby, because I conceived and gave birth to a warrior of a son.
We're going to leave it on that high note. You conceived to a wonderful, happy, bouncing baby boy.
Yes.
And we'll leave that on that high note. And once again, you are an impressive individual. Thank you very much for joining us. And I do hope to see you and talk to you soon and see how your initiative is progressing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, this is probably the next president of South Africa somewhere down the line. All right, you're watching Afro Breakfast on Afro Worldview. I guess I'm going to toss right back to you, Flo, to close it out.